Welcome to this ad hoc edition of Content and Commerce. Today I have Isaac Morey with us. We are talking about Meet Magento Florida, and we have the most action-packed workshop at Meet Magento Florida, and I am so excited. You need to come to this event. This is about Magento, AEO, AIO, but more than that, it's about how to better your store for today and the future, and you can't get stuck in the past. Isaac, you can't be just using printing type, right? You can't be doing typesetting anymore. You need to be in the digital age. You need to be doing AEO, AEI, EO, AO, all those AEs, right? So tell us about what we're going to be doing at the event.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about how to optimize your Magento site for visibility and discoverability. That'll be both on traditional search engines and also with AI, LLMs, and on social media. We won't be talking about the printing press and how to get out there with printed materials, though could certainly be a good strategy at a conference, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to be giving a workshop. It'll be all about how to make your Magento site more discoverable with content and with technical updates.
Yeah, you need to go to meetmagentofl.com and sign up today. And you are going to just love this workshop. It's about Magento, but really, if you have any platform, this is going to serve your needs. And I will say that Magento events are very welcoming to anybody. If you're on Shopify, Shopware, Commerce Tools, BigCommerce, you're welcome at this event. This is not one of those snooty events where a SaaS platform is kind of pushing you out the door. What else do we learn about, why does somebody want to future-proof their store? Isn't SEO just good enough, Isaac?
Well, the world's really changing a lot. People are using search less and less, and they're using AI to search for things more and more. And so being aware of those changes and understanding how they impact your content strategy is super important. If you have an e-commerce store, whether it's on Magento or on any platform, I think you'll want to be at this talk and you'll want to learn about what new trends we're seeing in 2026.
Yeah, and our target audience is e-commerce professionals. So if you are a marketer or you are a business owner, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. You're going to love this presentation. And again, I'm just going to say that the Magento people are so welcoming, and this conference is so much fun. This is like Vegas, but in Florida with the ocean next to you. It's in Hollywood Beach. It's at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. It is so much fun. There is so much to do. And Ravi, who is the organizer of the event, always has other things to do as well. We did the winds thing in the Everglades one year. There's so many extracurricular things you can do at this event. But really, the important part is you need to get ready for AEO. Tell us a little bit about the acronyms and what does that even mean?
AEO is Answer Engine Optimization. If you have an e-commerce store, then you've probably heard that term. A term you've definitely heard is SEO, Search Engine Optimization. All the things you can do to show up more reliably on Google searches, whether that's creating content, whether that's the way you structure your site, earning backlinks, so on. With AEO, it's a similar concept. It's how do you show up on ChatGPT, on Gemini, on whatever LLM your audience is using to learn about your industry, about your products, about solutions to the problems you solve. How do you make sure that you're showing up, that your ideas are getting out there? And really, the big answers are going to be content and technical optimization. But there's a whole lot of details we'll get into. Really looking forward to the workshop.
And we're going to have some hands-on things that people can do, as well as some action items that are coming out of this. Is not just theory; these are things that people can actually do. Talk a little bit about what are the things that we're going to teach them during the event, and some of the things they're going to come away with after the event.
Yeah, we'll be identifying what are the top questions that you need to be answering in your website, in your content, in your social media posts that will help people find you and help you show up to a relevant audience and to relevant questions in LLMs. We'll discuss the framework for coming up for those questions because every industry is going to be different. And we'll also be building out an example of a 30 and 90-day plan for a boilerplate e-commerce store and how they can plan to show up more and more reliably over the course of the year. You'll get to walk away with that and use it as a template for your own strategy and your own marketing and visibility efforts as you walk away from Meet Magento Florida in 2026.
And David Deppner is going to join us. He is going to be talking about the paid portion and how AEO, GEO, AIO relates to what paid is. So that is it's just going to be another, like, this is just a huge bonus on what we're doing, right? We're going to cover everything from organic to paid. Why is it important for us why is it important in paid media to learn or to optimize your store for AEO?
Right. Well, I think all these things tie together. So if you're having more and more visibility organically, then that opens up a door for you to do retargeting. Not to mention, it's good to kind of diversify your efforts. You don't want to be completely reliant on organic or completely reliant on paid. It's great to have a good mix of places that you're reaching your customers, strategies that you're using to reach your customers. And so, yeah, Brent and I will be covering all of the elements of organic discoverability. And then David will come in and tell us about how you can improve your ad strategy and how this can all work together to help you have your best year ever in 2026.
I do want to talk about some of these key takeaways that you're going to leave with. And again, I want to say you're going to leave with action items. It is going to be so great. You're just going to be like, wow, can we just spend more time with these guys? Or at least you're going to say, can I spend more time with Isaac and David? Because Brent's kind of annoying. But unified search optimization framework. That's a whole lot of words. But what does that mean? Like, why does anybody care about it?
Yeah, well, I think, we're going to be talking about 1, how to get found on search engines, 2, how to get found on LLMs, and 3, how to get found in social media. And all of these things really do work together. LLMs, for example, are drawing heavily from social media platforms, whether that's Reddit or LinkedIn or even oldies like Facebook. And all of these things play into the knowledge base that LLMs are learning from. It's really, this multifaceted approach where everything benefits, it all benefits each other. If you're posting frequently on your website, that's going to help you show up on LLMs. If you're posting frequently on social media, that's going to help make your website, it'll be a signal that your website is active and that it is, out there and producing quality stuff. So all of these things work together, and that's really the idea behind the unified search framework. You can't just say in isolation, I want to have a good social media account, I want to have a good search engine presence. All these things ultimately work together.
Are we going to have any tips on how to find your car at the airport if you park there after a semi-long-term parking after you come back from your trip?
I would take a picture right off the bat of where you left your car. Maybe use your phone. I think you can drop a pin. That's definitely been a lifesaver for me since I park on the street in Chicago. And there has been a morning or two where I'm bleary-eyed and in a hurry to get somewhere, and I walk to where I think my car is, and then I realize that's not actually where I parked it. So good question, Brent. I think we covered that right here.
Yeah, that is just an example of all the fantastic things you're going to learn at this event, not just how to get discovered with the search engines and the LLMs, but also how to find your car at the airport. Now, I want to talk about AI-ready product content techniques. What the heck does that even mean?
Well, basically, we're going to talk about how to write the descriptions and all the content for your product page. We'll also talk about the technical side of things, how you can make sure that page is loading really quickly, how you can make sure it has proper schema markups, and so on. Basically, everything you can do to set your product pages up for maximum discoverability, so that when someone asks ChatGPT, hey, what's the best organic dog food for my puppers, it'll tell you an answer that hopefully ties into your business because you've explained thoroughly and elaborately why your dog food is great, and you've set your page up to load quickly enough that ChatGPT can read it in time and use those words that you've written.
I've heard more about this citations and what does that mean. So we're going to give them a blueprint for citation-ready authority. Are we just handing out tickets, or what does that mean?
Yeah, so this is all about what shows ChatGPT or Google, for that matter, that you are a source that is worth citing, that's worth showing. When you search a question on ChatGPT, especially if it's something rather complicated, you'll see that it's giving you sources, and those are getting better and better as it learns more and more how to bring up good answers for people. And, as they improve their systems internally, what they're ultimately looking for is how do we find a good authoritative source to inform this this answer. So, if ChatGPT is working well, it might cite the New York Times, and if it's not working so well, it might cite like Joe's blog. And like, how do you position your site through everything that you write and through all of your technical foundation to show up more on the New York Times side of this whole continuum?
Yeah, in all seriousness too, on the AI overview for optimization, we are going to help people with prompting and how you can be utilizing all these tools that are out there to help you to do it yourself AI, right? Or do it yourself SEO. We are going to help you with some of those optimization strategies that you can employ ChatGPT or Claude to get that done. Maybe talk a little bit about the technical essentials for modern search.
So we'll be recommending extensions to look at, any site structure improvements you might need to make, how you can best manage your internal linking throughout your site, and last but definitely not least, how to make sure your site is running quickly, because that matters a lot for search and it matters even more for AI.
I think one thing they don't have on the list yet, but I know we're going to talk about, is the WGAC, the accessibility standards. And I think accessibility is really important in today's world, and so many people overlook it. Talk a little bit about why accessibility is important in today's LLM infrastructure world of finding things.
Yeah, well, first of all, you want your website to be readable and usable by anyone. And the same things that you do to make your site accessible for people also are best practices that make your site more crawlable by Google or by ChatGPT. So you're really doing everyone, yourself included, a favor when you make sure that your site's accessible. And that's really a best practice for ranking well on search engines to begin with.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's happening is people are discovering that they can create pages much easier. They're using different tools to generate different themes in their website, and oftentimes those tools don't take into any account how humans look at something, right? So having a way to look at it through the lens of a tool that's specifically addressed for what does it mean to be accessible is really important. And I would even argue it's more important now than it's always been really important. But I think a lot of people are just creating stuff so quickly that they're missing that last little step.
Yeah, absolutely.
So finally, we're going to end out with a little bit of the workshop is a workshop, right? We're going to actually have people do some work, and we're going to have a blueprint. You can bring a pen, you can bring a notebook, you can bring a tablet, however you want to write it down. But we're going to have an implementation plan. It could be 30 or 90 days, however you want to do it. Both Isaac and I are very familiar with EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System, which is a way of really systemizing everything you're doing. So we are going to have a system in place. We'll have a link that you can go and download a document that would help you and give you that plan. This is not just a theoretical event. This is an actual event that's going to give you things to go with after we leave. I know David's going to be doing the same thing for his portion of the talk. Is there anything else you wanted to add on that one, Isaac?
I think if you come to this event and you bear with us and all of our tomfoolery, you'll walk away with a great blueprint for how to improve your visibility and how to tailor your content strategy to getting discovered. I think it'll be well worth your while, and we should have some fun along the way.
That's great, Isaac. The website is meetmagentofl.com. We will put that on all of the correspondence and all the social media we do around the event. We are really excited to see you in Florida. We're excited if you're coming from the Midwest, this is a great time to get out of the Midwest. I heard sometimes it gets cold in Chicago. I'm originally from Minneapolis. I think Chicago's actually Minneapolis is warmer than Chicago, but I've heard that it does get cold there as well. This is a great time. February is a great time to get out of the north into the sunny south. Is there any other reason why you wouldn't want to just leave Chicago, Isaac, in February?
Well, I'll just say I'm definitely looking forward to the whole travel portion of this and hope to see you there.
All right, that's Meet Magento Florida, FL.com, all one word. Meet Magento Florida, FL.com. We are right on the homepage. I would just encourage you to go ahead and buy your pass right there. Secure your spot at the event. It's as easy as just filling this out. Have a great day.